And welcome to
the High as Fuck podcast with your boy
Matt Jackson
and Joe Cool. What's up, y'all?
And we got a very special episode tonight and a special guest. And he's all the way from Germany.
The legend all the way
Slinky.
from fucking Germany. Slinky.
The man of the hour.
Yo, this is Slinky, yo.
What's up, dogs?
What's up? Alright. And we're here with Slinky. So, Slinky, what would you say is your inspiration for entering the wrestling business? Like, what do you think, what would you point to as your number one inspiration for entering the wrestling business?
Yes, in the beginning I wanted to become an astronaut as a child, and so life has very unique ways, and you do your business first, and then you have another business a step higher, and so I was looking for really special things, like I wanted to become a soccer player, but soccer wasn't that right for me, so I have to find my place, and I went into for example, political stuff, exciting stuff, and then I found professional wrestling again. It was like another childhood dream, and yes, and maybe it brings me to the right connections to become an astronaut, or in the former GDR we say cosmonaut,
Okay.
Wow.
So you wanted to be in the astronaut program, and that was what wrestling was a step towards that, and then you found yourself in the business. That's interesting.
It is. I
Yeah.
heard that.
Yes, exactly. It's hard to explain because you are young and you don't know which ways you are going. So, for example, I was at the age of 20, I was in Peru, and I found a Lucha Libre promotion, and I thought I can just go in the ring and become a professional wrestler, but the promoter, yes, they just feel that they just saw that I don't just come in, jerk off, and go out, and it is not that way. You have to do the dirty work first, so they put me on a mask, and they never stepped into a ring. I just flyer, do the flyer work, and then I was really, yes. So it wasn't that thing that I was a little boy and dreamed of professional wrestling, and then I worked on the way to become a professional wrestler. It was like I found it sometimes that I wasn't happy. I can't do it, so I went away, and so then I found it again, and I was very happy because I had new talents, or new things I learned in the past between, and so in 2009 it was my time to become a professional wrestler, because I had all the tools the tools I didn't have before,
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
That is an interesting story. I find that most people, are fans of the business. Like, I mean, even the old timers that we
were just on the phone with someone from the 80s.
Yeah.
He wrestled all through the
Yeah, and so even guys that wrestled with Jake the Snake Roberts and idolized Ric Flair, they were fans of the business before they entered the business.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear a different perspective.
Exactly. And we're going to get to the next question, which is culture.
Yeah.
culture.
the culture in Germany with wrestling? I see it when I watch your channel. I can see, a little bit, but it's not the tip of the iceberg that I need. So how is the culture?
Yes, I heard your podcast with Chuck Singer, and it was very interesting.
Okay.
So I understand. Yes, and I think I was a fan of wrestling, but it was not that way that you. Yes. So I think it's the same way with the promotions here or the culture in Germany. You have this tiny promotions, this or had this tiny promotions, clubs, amateurs, and they try to simulate wrestling, what they say, what they see in television, what they were seeing to television, and so. Yes, it was they came in and they came out, and yes. So some of those kinds of promotions, they rise. They got more fans, more audience, and the training became more professional, And for example, one of the situations I tried to came into the business was a little promotion called, in English it's like wrestling catch friends. So they made shows in the 2000s, but in a living room of a flat, of a house,
Oh, wow.
It wasn't. Yes, it wasn't just backyard. It was wrestling with a handful of friends and a handful of pro wrestling fans in the living room, And so I saw tapes. I tried to went in there as business, but I heard. It was the mother of one of the wrestlers, and she explained, and it was really low level, And yes, I saw tapes of wrestlers wrestling there. I cannot say wrestlers, but some of them later became initial trainers of WWE superstars, and they grow, they grew. Sorry, I'm not a native English speaker, so they trained harder.
Yeah.
They came out of the living room. I was wrestling bathroom, I think, but yes, they came out of the living room. For example, my initial coaches, they were very young, and they are like street kids. And there was a woman, a producer, and she produced a show about, or a movie about street kids, And so they were filming, and then they were exchanging things, and she realized these young kids want to become professional wrestlers. So she connected to a real professional wrestler, and the real professional wrestler trained my trainers, and they became better, and they they went in a hall where there was a ring, and they got training, and so it evolved. Is it right?
Wow.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I've heard that happen in Japan where they do house matches like that. Not a house show, but a house match.
That's
Like, they have the
cool.
whole thing,
Like,
pretty wild.
and that's probably what that refers to.
I've seen a
That's
lot.
when you say when they say house matches
Yeah.
in the business,
Yeah.
what they mean is matches that they used to take place at people's barns and shit. Like,
yeah, basically. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
The,
Yeah, because I've seen some
Yes.
matches they do outside and stuff. I was watching some wrestling on Slinky's channel, which y'all can go check that out. It's Ultra Wrestling altogether, and he's got some really cool stuff up there. And like the gimmick, I want to talk about this gimmick, Slinky with the face paint,
Yeah,
and
thank
you
you very
paint
much.
your
But
teeth.
first things first. Your question was about the culture in Germany. So we had two big promotions in Germany or Central Europe. It was VDB. It's called in German Verband der Berufsringer, and CWA, CBR we call it. And so a lot of professional wrestlers from North America, worldwide, were coming to these promotions. Maybe the name Otto Wanz. Yeah, a lot of people know Otto Wanz. He's very famous, an Austrian wrestler from Vienna, and they are promoting these huge, like 40 days, 40 days. Tournament, for example, in Bremen, in Hanover, in Vienna, and there was a big culture, but then it collapsed like in the 1990s, early 1990s, and then there was like a vacuum, right? It collapsed, and so the guys. Seeing WWE or WWF on television, and they tried to simulate it. So there were these little tiny promotions or some backyard promotions, and there are some guys, professional wrestlers from these two big former promotions, and they try to teach these kids and try to plant the seed for yes, new promotions, new business, and so the business grew. The business was growing, and now we have a few companies with a lot of shows, tiny labs, but with good shows, professional, and then we have the backyard shows, yes.
That's an interesting dichotomy between the two different worlds. You know, you have the guys in the backyard wrestling that we have here in America that you see on YouTube, and you have those guys that wrestle those matches, but then you have the big promotions as well. That's still that's cool.
Yeah, it is cool. It's really cool. I like the my main thing is like the characters that are over there. I was looking at a guy who's I think it was Voodoo. I think it was Slinky versus Voodoo. I think that was the matchup. And
you saw that? I didn't. Yes, I was there.
Yeah.
Of course.
Of course.
I remember.
I want to understand the character, your wildness. You paint your teeth fingernail polish.
Yes, this is special paint, special polish for the teeth.
Okay.
So that's no big deal. But for example, I saw the great Muta, and I saw the culture, the Japanese culture, and some guys are painting their teeth black, and I think the women painted their teeth black, and I found it cool. Nobody had it, you know. I think for a short time, Kane, then Jacobs had it on WWE, but it was really special. So I tried that, and then I liked Ultimate Warrior really, and I tried to face paint, but it didn't work. So I do just white, and then I have a black and white thing.
Yeah,
Yes,
your tongue's blue or something.
yes, I colored the tongue. It was another thing in the first moment. There was no reason for it, but from that, from time to time, there is a reason coming why you are doing such things, and yeah.
I was thinking about George Steele from like the old days. George the Animal Steele. He used to paint his tongue green.
Yeah, if he had the tongue and he was biting the ring post, I think.
Yup.
Yeah.
Shit was crazy coming out there with the stuffed animals. So I can see a lot of these guys. I also have heard your song Vince McMahon. I've heard Blow the Crowd Up. Or blow.
Yes.
Yes, I've heard those songs, and like that's interesting too. Like I just think you're very interesting, and like with everything that you've done. You've got your podcast. Um, I wished I could speak German. I really wanted that in school, but they didn't offer us German to speak. That's what I've always wanted to speak. That language, not any other language. I care less. You know, that's the language that I wanted to learn because it was like for me, it was just it's the coolest language in the whole world in the first place. It just is. It just is. And you hear the band Rammstein, and they sing in German. It's fucking amazing. Okay, it's God mode. I'm sorry, I had to mark out on country Germany. Okay, I'm a mark for Germany. I'm sorry, I just am. I've got a little German in me as well, but yeah, the whole character you've got, like, you know, I've seen you for the longest time. Like I've created you before on the game. Like it was just at that time I like when I found you, I was just like, holy shit, this guy blows my mind. This is like a old school Dirty B type of gimmick, and he really embraces it, and he really just it's immaculate. It's immaculate. I would have to say it's immaculate shit.
Yes, thank you for the nice words. First, Rammstein is connected with professional wrestling. For example, Ulf Hermann, one of the old guys from CWA, he was playing in one of the videos of Rammstein, and I know there are some connections to professional wrestling, so this is very interesting. Wow, but wait a minute, I want to say something. Please repeat, I cannot remember what you say. I bumped too much on my head, you know.
Repeat what you said.
Oh, about the gimmick?
Yeah.
About what inspired you to be Slinky? What took?
Yes. I tried. For example, the podcast or the music. I don't. I didn't know something of it, so I tried. I tried to. I learned and I made big mistakes, and so it's a process, you know. You don't come you don't come in the business and you are perfect. It's like you learn and I went into the business and trained every spot, and for example, to speak in English or speak on a podcast, it's very difficult, and I try to learn it, and I have to do it again and again and again to to make it, you know. And so I think this is some kind of professional, and it's not that important that you do it on a small size or on a big size. You can, the way you are doing it is important. And so you have to pay a lot of dues, and this is really important. Yes. So I'm not ready with my personality. You know, it's changing, and I want to go for the better. Yes.
Yeah, sounds good.
I like to ask this question, and I'm just going to ask it because it's something I like to ask of all professional wrestlers.
Okay.
We've got people like Triple H now. It's probably more like Paul Levesque than Hunter Hearst Helmsley was.
Yeah.
Yes.
We've got Stone Cold Steve Austin, who
Yeah.
is very much like Steve, but amplified times 10.
Yeah.
We've got these people that are like this, right?
Yeah.
So, my question is, how much of your character, how much of Slinky, how much of you as a person is inside of Slinky? How much do they intermingle?
Wow, that's interesting. I think I don't know exactly because yes, it's becoming one person, and sometimes you have to look what is a real private me and what is a professional person and what is a Western person, you know. And so it is mixed. It's mingled, but I cannot say it exactly. I think I am I am Slinky at 100%, but I just like I put on the face paint, and sometimes I hate what the people are seeing, and they think I'm dumb because I'm a fool because I do foolish things in the ring, and so I don't like it, but I have to make money with it, and yes, it's very hard to say. I think it's 100%, but in different layers, and you cannot put it apart, right? Yes. So yeah, sometimes we call it subject, or I think in English it's warped personality. You have some experience and you cannot process it, but in a later moment you react to the process, or you react to what is happened, and somebody from the outside, they don't understand, and but it's the same person, private, and yes, it's really I don't know how to say it, really wobbly, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think I'm all personalities 100%, yes.
Okay.
I would like to say this. I love the character.
Yeah.
Everything to it. Like, I just love it. And I would say F those haters. F those haters.
What?
People who hate on, or judge, or whatever on people when they're doing their job. It happens every day. It happens every day. But
Okay, yes, you cannot understand if you fan, or if you are a fan more in the internet, and you see things, and often the people don't understand. We have a lot of bullying going on. You know that Nia Jax spot where she was doing a leg drop, and she fell on her ass, and she screams, "Oh, my ass!
My hole! My hole!
Yeah, my hole!
It's a mean
my hole! My hole!" Okay. Do you know against which person which woman it was she was wrestling against?
Oh, man. I don't know. Nia Jax versus...
Yeah, I know it. I can say it. It was Lana.
Oh, Lana.
and flip the words.
She's not that good.
Okay, don't flip the words. So it has a connection to the words my home,
Yeah.
And so it's an insider ribbing, and those things most of the fans don't see it. There are different layers, and it's produced in different layers. For example, you have the audience, like the children want to see wrestling, and then the parents are going to the shows, and then they are seeing a clown show for the children, but the parents have to see something else because it's boring for the parents, and the parents are paying the tickets, and so you have to produce it in different layers. I was working for one of these tiny promotions, German Wrestling Federation, GWF, 4 years into the office. We were a company, it was a company, they started with 2 shows, or 3 shows a year with 50 or 100, people in the audience, mostly family and friends, and then, in 2009, I came there to training, and in 2011, we changed the arena. We have a other place where we wrestle, and then there are more people coming, and it's become more. And then my 2 trainers, my 2 coaches, Arthur Chair and Crazy Sexy Mike, they took some money and they opened an office, and so the event management became professional. And so I worked there 4 years in the office, and I saw how it works and how it is produced. And so in the end, we learned from day to day, and I think you in the United States, you are really better than we was, and we were, and the production is really exciting how you can produce in different layers things for different people.
I love that. We talk about the psychology of wrestling all the time, and that has a lot to do with the psychology of wrestling.
Yeah.
Like that particular statement of producing in different layers to meet different people where they are is so important to the psychology of wrestling.
Everybody's a puzzle piece at that point in the puzzle of wrestling. Everybody's a puzzle piece.
Yeah.
Everybody. Referee, the 2 wrestlers, the announcers, the commentary.
Yes, of course.
Everybody's a part of it somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Which is also good.
Yeah, I can.
Which is why I love Charles Robinson.
Yeah.
As a referee, he's so good.
Yeah. Referees matter.
Okay, yes, I think so. For example, I saw it on Impact Wrestling. It was a match with the mentor guy. I don't know his name. He's
Crazy
a Black Taurus.
Oh, Black Taurus. Oh, yeah, I like him.
Yes. And his opponent, the guy he was wrestling against, he took a foreign object,
Yeah.
and most guys in Europe would take a foreign object, and they would smash it on the head of the opponent. But then the referee is done, so the guys have to think about it, how you can do it properly, that nobody is looking like a fool. in this match with Black Towers and Impact Wrestling is doing it very well. I think it's very good produced. Um, so he took one of the one foreign object and showed it, and um, he was going into the ring and tried to hit, and the referee took the foreign object, but what he didn't see was that as he was outside the ring, he took a second foreign object into his pants, and then yes, he took it away, the foreign object, and in this situation, he was taking the second foreign object and was hitting, but it would be really lazy if the hit is then. So there was a little twist, and in the second one, he hits him with a foreign object, but it's really important. I had the same situation with a referee who wasn't not really that well trained, and he just took it away, put it behind his back, and stayed there. So I cannot do anything. So I had to do something else, and it's very important. Yes, the work of referees are very important. I think most of the referees are too young and too well trained. I really love the old referees, like they are like in their 50s with a little belly and with authority.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a difference in there. All these young boys out there, being referees. It used to be an old man's job.
Right.
Okay. When I was coming up, we had we had some good ones. Nick Patrick.
Charles Robinson.
Guy. Yeah. Some of them I just can't remember their names, but they're great.
Teddy Long.
Yeah, Teddy Long started off as a referee.
Fucking.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
Mick Foley is a referee. Mick Foley in referee uniform.
Yeah, he's done it.
It's great.
They're special referees.
Okay.
Special referees.
Yeah, those are dope. But let's see. Who's your main inspiration? Like coming up or watching the product, WWF or whatever. Who's your main guy who just basically made you want to do it as well?
Yes. So I started a lot of things, and one of them was I wanted to go into television, and here in Berlin, Germany, there is you cannot go in just go in. You have to start really low, and there's a public television project. You can make your own program, but you can watch how it works. And so I was there, and there was there's another TV station, like a tiny private TV station, and then there was another project, and there's a big TV station, a national TV station. So I was on the tiniest one, and one time I was there, I was working on a project, and there came a really fat prostitute. I didn't know on this time that she was a prostitute, but a really shiny, fat woman, and she had to like a call-in program there on this tiny station, but later she became a host of a television show on a private station on a bigger station. It's called TV Berlin or TV Berlin, and so they had a show, like a call-in show. They were talking, they had a good audience, and on midnight, for example, the co-host was like a, what was it? A drag queen, but like 6'9" or 6'10",
Wow.
and on midnight, she was showing her fat breast, blank on television, and so I connected on the tiny station with her, and so I learned some things on television, and then I went. She was. There was a free spot on this bigger television station, and so I went there and head out there. And in Germany, it was in 1998, like something like that, or 2000. I don't know exactly, but we didn't have hot dogs. Like my payment was like a currywurst. It's a German sausage,
Okay.
and so, but I wanted to do it more. Like it was, the persons were great, and then I made more in the television, on the television side. Then I tried to do journalism, and so I was talking about the tools. Um, I got on the way. I'm sorry, my English is very bad, I think, but so that was some kind of my way.
Hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
Well,
So,
what's that? Who's the wrestler you liked most? Or your favorite wrestler coming up?
Please repeat, I didn't hear you.
who was your favorite
Oh,
wrestler?
sorry.
The wrestler you were most interested in when you first got interested in professional wrestling?
Yeah, that one wrestler.
Well, at first it was like I come from the GDR, from East Germany, and first it was like the match. For you have these two systems like West and East, and they both came together friendly, and it was like Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior, and I was into Ultimate Warrior. But now in the business, I think I saw a lot of cool guys, but um, I really watching a lot of Dr. Tom Pritchard, and
Oh yeah.
yes, so I know that Jacobs and Dr. Tom Pritchard, they have a wrestling school,
Okay.
and it's very interesting to watch, and um, yeah, yeah, what he says, I'm on his lips, I just, every word I soak in, right? I don't know the English words, sorry, but I think you understand. It's very interesting. I saw him as a child or young, as a teenager, but I didn't understand the wrestling, so Ultimate Warrior, he was muscles, and he was colors, and but later I was understanding, and for example, you were talking about you was talking about the psychology, and um, yes, it's another level, Ultimate Warrior and then Dr. Tom Pritchard. You can compare, but yes.
Okay. So,
Uh,
when you were a child, when you were first interested in professional wrestling, it was the Ultimate Warrior. But then when you understood the psychology, you were talking about people like Glenn Jacobs, and I think I understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
yes, of course. Ultimate Warrior, it's like I'm sentimental. I like Ultimate Warrior, but I didn't. I didn't know, and now I know, and it's another dimension.
Yes. Yes. It's another dimension. Exactly.
Yeah. Oh man. I have seen you do the. So it's going back to if he's like when you said Slinky and him himself as a human. I've seen him with no makeup and do the Slinky thing.
Right.
And
so he's cool. What he was saying.
Well, there's something else I was gonna say. There's got to be something like
he's like people with dissociative identity disorder. I think is kind of what he was trying to allude to. Oh, okay. He's 100% this person, but he's also 100% this person.
I was just gonna say
that character is both people.
Well, I know that. What I was gonna say is like there's got to be some type of expression during the day in human form that Slinky also does.
Okay, I see. There are different things I went through, and for example, I had a girlfriend before professional wrestling, and I was talking about paying the dues, and I wanted to be a professional wrestler, and there's crazy stuff going on. For example, you bring your sister and your girlfriend to the audience, and other wrestlers try to fuck your sister or your girlfriend,
Oh, yeah.
And so first I bring them in the audience, then I draw them out because I don't want to have that. But wrestling is a traveling business, and I think Chuck Singer was talking about it's very difficult to be a family man. I tried to become a family with my girlfriend. For example, Marion, how would you say it? To marry her?
Yeah.
Yes.
And to have children,
Yes.
But you are away for training, you are away for doing wrestling stuff. For example, I worked 24/7 in the office, and it's no joke. I slept there, and I didn't sleep with my girlfriend. Okay, yes, that's it. I was paying the dues, and then the relationship break, and I was like in my early 30s, I think, and I had no really money to attract. You need money for most of the relations you have. It's okay. It could be romantic to be poor and in a relation, but you need something to offer. Yes, but I was just like poor. I had no job because I thought I could everything what I have, what I had as a job, and bring it into my whole workforce, bring it into the business, and I wanted to be a professional, just doing that, just doing entertainment, just doing professional wrestling. So, yes, I put a lot of money in, but I just the in was great. The outcome was not so big. So my relationship break, but I had a wish for a family or for children, and I started to thinking, what am I doing? I want, I'm a man. I want to reproduce, and so I became a sperm donor. You know what it is, and so I started to make money with the thing. I guess I went outside doing my business, and then I bring it into the professional wrestling business. Um, yes, it's very. Yes, this is one of the things that's very interesting and special, and this is one of the things is paying the dues, and you're doing strange things to survive in the business. Um, yes, now I have a social or a daughter. I'm a social dad for, a social father.
Yeah.
But you have it's like a co-parentship. But there are things where you have to, from the personality standpoint, you have to cut it in pieces and you have to bring it in order. What you are doing now, what I are doing then, and you have yes to put it in the right place, And sometimes yes, it's really hard. But I made progress, I um, had the money then for training more, and I can. Yes, I had the money to be in the producing place to become first associate producer, then producer, and yes, um, and then my reproduction thing. Yes, I have it, but I have my family now, and so it's really strange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can hurt, but you have to do it.
You have to work through it.
You want to be.
You gotta keep your head up, keep your head going, and just keep doing what
You
you love to
grind.
do. You
And
grind.
when he
do
was
it.
talking about the hot dog, I
So never
connected
give
with
up,
that.
people. Yeah.
Like, you fucking work for a hot dog and a Coke.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're lucky.
Yeah.
To make it in the business.
Yeah.
It's hard to make it, but you
Yeah.
have to have that grit and
I
determination
watched it
to make it.
firsthand, with the little promotion that I was training in.
Yeah.
It's hard. That's why I fell off of it.
And that's the same experience everybody has to experience in this business.
I won't try to miss out on birthdays.
Is that
and stuff
grind,
kids,
paying your dues and making
it's
it
hard. Yeah.
and working.
I found out firsthand it was hard, and but I found what I think is my calling, and that's just talking. I like to talk more than Anyway, so
Yes,
we
but
all find our
really,
calling.
please repeat.
I said we all find our calling, or something eventually happens in our life that makes us happy, like becoming a professional wrestler, or pretty much well-rounded, because he's pretty much a well-rounded guy. He's got other things like TV and all the other things.
Yeah.
And it's everybody, if you look hard enough, or if you work hard enough, people, you can accomplish what you want to accomplish.
Yeah. And that's it across all boards.
Yeah.
You work hard enough, you can get to where you want to get.
Because I've seen a lot of his stuff. There was an old one
This
I
is
saw
a
a long time.
podcast. I started spacing out
Yeah.
for a minute.
But yeah, I've seen some old stuff, the training stuff of Slinky and all that, and it's way different where he's at, by far. Like it's way different.
Do you hear me? I heard some noise. I don't know.
Okay. I don't.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
I can
I'm sorry.
talk,
I can't remember what I
so I hear
just
you.
said, but I was just basically just talking in the air. Anyway, is there any more questions? Like, I don't know. Like,
What?
I think it's really about the mindset. For example, in one of my first matches, somebody kicked me. It was an accident, somebody kicked me to the face. I lost 4 teeth and I had a crack. But usually, you don't tell a head crack in the jaw. But usually you don't tell those kinds of stuff. You don't tell you are not a masochist, you know. You go to the training and you puke and you don't celebrate it. You just puke and then you have a mindset, okay, I have to work on that stuff that I don't puke the next time. So you puke again, but you're not celebrating it. You're not showing the puke in the trash can, you know. And the same, it's difficult because you bring too much, sometimes you bring too much from the stuff the audience shouldn't see or hear. You bring it, and yes, this is a psychology thing. You have really to be careful what you show and what you don't show.
Oh yeah. You have your real life stuff that goes on, and you have to be careful what you carry into the business and what you don't carry into the business. Of course.
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
of course. I wasn't better than my colleagues who tried to take my girlfriend or my sister. I had a taking partner, and if I say take team, I know what I meant with the term, you know. But yes, sometimes those things happen. So, but the mindset is really you you want to be a professional wrestler, and then it's okay, but you don't, yes, you don't celebrate the pain. I don't like the shopping things when guys show their breast shots, and it's, I understand it. It's like a mark, and it's like a what is it? The military has it like you like you have a orden, is it in German? Yes, it's like you want something, but it isn't a willing thing to get hurt or have those kind of mark on you, you know. And yes,
it's a high risk job. You want to do it, but it's a high risk job.
okay, just I think so, yes. Um, I'm sorry, I'm struggling a little bit. This is what I was talking about. I just to learn to make podcasts. Um, uh, Sometimes people are really good in telling stories, like they started with a thing like they telling a great question, and then they have a structured way to do the podcast, and then in the end they answer that question. I think, for example, WrestleMania 1 year ago was really good. Like the first question day one was, uh, you are there?
Yes, we're here. We're listening.
Yes. The first question was like a guy Triple H was he
Got cut off. That was the end of the call. What he had paid for. It's all good.
That's
That
all
was
good, people.
great.
Wow, that was the guy
That was
from
good.
Germany. I hate that it cut off on there, but yeah, I think we got a lot of good stuff out of that. Sorry about that cutting off, guys, but he had to literally pay for that. But we got a lot more time than I thought. We got 50 some minutes out of it.
That was great.
So
Thank you, Slinky. We're sorry we got cut off. That was awesome. We
Thanks,
appreciate you so much.
We do. We appreciate the hell out of you, man.
That was awesome.
This will be going out next weekend. And, well, it's right now.
And this has been.
Has it?
Is it?
Is it?
Is it over?
That was a freaking. That was
awesome.
crazy. Okay, I liked it. It was really.
His story was cool.
I mean, some of it could be kind of difficult to understand.
Talking about having to pay your dues though.
Yeah.
And fucking what he was saying about the tag team.
Yeah.
His tag team, he had a girlfriend at the time, but his tag team was also a tag team. If you know what I'm saying.
I do not. They were a thing?
They were a tag team with his girlfriend.
Oh.
Because that's just the shit you had to do. Wrestlers were coming into the business trying to take your girlfriend. And if you were in a tag team, it's just the shit you deal with, the grimy shit.
Oh, that's wild. Okay, so maybe that did go over my head. Like I said, like I could understand what he was saying, you know. But there are some parts just like without us. We say certain words.
I might be misinterpreting what he said.
I have no clue. Or maybe it was the fact that
he was trying to be subtle.
So. Great freaking.
That was awesome.
I think that went well.
It was
First
great.
German wrestler on the show. And I think that's a winner.
He's a really big deal in professional wrestling in Germany because he had fucking.
He's got
the small promotion and then the big promotion. The big promotion in Germany on TV stuff.
We had this guy's German Wrestling Federation and GWF. And there's like two of them because Jeff Jarrett owns one of them.
He said there was a small promotion and then a big promotion.
Federation. But Global Force Wrestling or Federation, whatever. I've been following that man for the longest time.
And he said Glenn Jacobs.
Yeah, he did. He also said he watched our show.
He said he heard our show was sexy, which was, I think that's what he said, was from our boy. Chuck Singer, because he said Chuck Singer's name.
Who did?
My dude.
Slinky?
Slinky said Chuck Singer's name.
Did he? I thought he said John Cena.
He said Chuck Singer.
He said John Cena too.
He
said he saw a John Cena video, I thought.
We didn't make a John Cena video.
Yes, we did. When he came back on SmackDown. That was like the first SmackDown we talked about, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Ever. It's the only SmackDown we both talked about. Because you're a mark for
John Cena.
You're a mark for John.
I am.
You love old John Cena.
John Cena.
Well, I mean, the conversation was cool.
The Doctor of Thugonomics. That's what I love.
He's in the music. He makes his own music, which is some good stuff.
Cool.
And he does his podcast. And he's got other things he does. He's pretty much different. He's like one of those guys
from all trades.
Wants to do everything.
Yeah. I like that.
And check him out on YouTube. Ultra Wrestling.
That's
one word.
Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We've never said that.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Comment. Tell us what you want us to talk about.
Yeah, definitely. We got WrestleMania predictions.
It's Women's History.
Ow.
We got a video about women.
I stabbed myself in my finger.
When did we get a video about women?
We already did that. It's out.
It's out. Okay.
Been out.
We got a video about women. Check that out.
Yep. Celebrating.
It's Women's History Month.
Yep. And we got that little short that did pretty good. So far it's like 100 something.
What did we do?
It was
bowling.
And we did the bowling ones, but the Lita and Lita and Becky winning the title, tag team titles.
Okay. Cool.
We celebrated them one week.
Yay!
We said that they were the women of the week, and then I forgot to do one this week.
Oh, there's fucking women of the week.
It was gonna be Jamie Hayter this week too.
Yay, Jamie Hayter!
And I missed it, but we're saying it now.
You win.
It was Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter.
Because she beat Paige and Ruby Riott.
Yeah, that was a good match.
So
AEW, that pay-per-view was sick as fuck.
Yeah, it was. But I was gonna spit this at him, but we lost time on him. But
it's all good.
I was gonna spit like him and Danhausen having an interaction in gimmick. Oh my Jesus! Dude, how would they meet each other?
That dude and Danhausen.
Lit, dude. That would be some weird. That'd be something. I'd love it. I would love it. I want to see it now that I put it in my head.
I've never
it's
seen
deep in there too.
I'm green, so I'm sorry, Slinky, for going in green. I didn't do anything.
Well, that is what we do here. We should have been called the On the Fly podcast.
Dude, I was
That's what we should be called.
fucking green as hell, but dude, that dude is cool, and I want to watch matches of his because he sounds cool as fuck. So that's what we're
He's
gonna do.
pretty wild.
That's what we're gonna do tonight is find matches of his.
And we're gonna do the predictions of WrestleMania. Yeah. And then next weekend we are sitting down and watching WrestleMania 25
for Shawn Michaels
for your birthday weekend.
And Undertaker.
Come out. So
that'll
come out 31st. So we're gonna review
25
WrestleMania
and
25. And WrestleMania 25's review will go up on your birthday,
26.
which is
25.
the 31st. So if you want to send him some motherfucking money for his birthday,
donate!
Send to the show today. So we can, I gotta come up with some money, man. I feel like sending Slinky some money, man, because he paid for the damn.
I know. I feel bad.
Y'all.
I feel bad.
So we need y'all to donate.
If he would
So
have
we
said
can
that
pay
he
him.
had to pay.
So we can pay him.
Fuck. I feel bad, Slinky.
I do. So some way, somehow that's gonna get paid, I guess.
We'll figure out how to pay.
Yeah. And then at some point we're supposed to be getting Icon Lee. He's got a $15 fee. I'll cover that. Really won't on. Anyway, I guess we're doing the outro.
This has been a Higher Fuck podcast.
As he shoves edibles into his mouth.
With your boy,
Matt Jackson.
and Joe. Motherfucking
Cool. And like always, we're out like Elvis Presley.